Hi there everybody and welcome back to another stock analysis video. Today I would like to analyze the company Twitter, mainly because of the fact that the mad lad, the based Elon Musk actually did it. As of 11 hours ago, Elon Musk purchases stake in Twitter after slamming its approach to free speech. Actually, Elon Musk buys around 9.2% of stake in Twitter Incorporated. So seeing that the world's richest man actually bought this company, let's make an analysis on their fundamentals and see what we can come up with. With that said, let's get started with this analysis. Now guys, we are going to go straight into the calculator because unfortunately Twitter does not pay a dividend, so we can't really do a dividends analysis on it. But just from the calculator, we got the ticker symbol TWTR, market cap of around $40 billion, PE guys of NA. Now, if you guys have seen my other videos, when it comes to companies that have a PE of NA, this is pretty much just telling me that, well, they do not make any money. And, well, we're going to see that in the fundamentals in just one second. But if all of you guys have seen my previous videos where the PE is NA, this pretty much just tells us that we cannot do a discounted free cash flow calculator on the company because of the fact that they don't make any money. They literally have no cash flow, or at least they have negative cash flow, so we really can't do this. Now, even though we can't use discounted free cash flow, we can still analyze the fundamentals and see what we're working with here, and maybe we can even come up with an assessment as to how Elon Musk, owning now 9.2% of the company, will actually push this company to become even better in the future. Now, with the current share price, guys, of $49.97, this actually might be undervalued, and this actually skyrocketed today after Elon pretty much just bought, like, I think several $billion into this company. Now, since they do not pay a dividend, this means that their entire cash flow is going into themselves to pay down debt, buy back shares, and grow the business. Therefore, this isn't necessarily a bad thing if they use it smartly. However, we are going to see where this 5-year average free cash flow is going when it comes to the fundamentals in just 1 second. Speaking of the fundamentals, let's come over here, starting with the net income, guys. 5 years ago of $108.1 million to 1 year ago of negative $221.4 million. Guys, that is a decrease of 105%. And not just that, you can see here 5 years ago they were negative, 2 years ago they were really negative at $1.1 billion. 1 year ago they slightly recovered to negative 221, but nonetheless, pretty much overall, they've only had 2 years of positive income. And as you guys can see right here, 4 years ago 1.2 billion, and 3 years ago, 1.5 billion. So I don't necessarily know what causes rise in income those 2 years. However, overall, the company is going down when it comes to their net income. Now let's come over here to the free cash flow. Guys, the lifeblood of the company. Cash from operations less your capital expenditures. This is by far the most important metric of all because every investment is the present value of all future cash flow. Therefore, you want the company to have a positive free cash flow into the future. And as it stands right here, guys, Twitter, 5 years ago of $670.5 million to 1 year ago of negative $379 million. This is a decrease of 156% with an average 5-year free cash flow of $405.94 million. Guys, again, this is really bad to see, right? Granted, they did have a couple years, 5, 4, and 3, where they were above water when it came to the free cash flow. However, 2 years ago, they just completely collapsed, and 1 year ago, they really went down as well into the negatives. Now let's take a look at the revenue. 5 years ago of $2.4 billion to 1 year ago of $5.1 billion. That's an increase, guys, at least on the revenue. This is actually looking really good, of 108%. And as you can see right here, guys, if only the other two metrics look like the revenue, this actually might be pretty good. The revenue is consistently increasing year over year, going from 2.4 to 3 to 3.5 to 3.7 to $5.1 billion. So it really is a nice increase when it comes to the revenue. I really wish that the other two metrics were going up in the same positive direction, or at least just staying flat and not going into the negatives. However, at least in this case, the revenue is a positive metric. Now let's take a look at the total assets minus the total liabilities. This one, guys, tells us if the company were to liquidate all of their assets, would they be able to cover A, their debts, and B, how much money would they have left after doing so? So we can see right here, guys, currently they have around $6.6 billion in assets minus the liabilities. And something also really important to note is that within the past 5 years, including the current year, they have been above water every single year, and they've been pretty steady at around the $6.7 billion mark. Total average assets, guys, around $7.4 billion. Total average liabilities only a mere $1.3 billion. average assets minus the average liabilities, we get around $6.2 billion. Now let's come over here into the shares outstanding. Guys, a metric that a lot of people tend not to understand. And this one tells you whether or not the company is diluting you as the investor. The more shares that the company issues, the less ownership of the company you have. Therefore, you want this company to be buying back shares and not issuing shares. Now, as it stands, guys, when it comes to Twitter, we got 5 years ago of 744 million shares to today of almost 800 million shares, guys. On the 5 years, this is an increase of 7.22%. And from the previous to the current year, meaning from the 2 years ago to the 1 year ago, they issued around 0.5% of shares, which again is really, really bad. They are diluting you. This is a negative metric. You would prefer this to be going down. And 7%, in my opinion, is a lot. And seeing that they increased to 0.5% from the previous to the current year, it is still a lot for me to handle. And lastly, guys, we got the cash equivalents, and currently Twitter has on hand $2.2 billion in cash and equivalents, and an average cash and equivalents are around $2 billion. Now, guys, this would be the time when I would normally make assumptions. However, I kind of can't when it comes to this company because, again, they do not have positive earnings. Unfortunately, they do not. Now, me personally, am I buying into this company? No, for two major reasons. One, their fundamentals are not that good. And number two, they do not pay a dividend. Again, I like to buy into companies for cash flow, and according to Twitter, well, they don't provide me any cash flow. Now, as it stands for you guys, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. You do whatever you want with your money. I'm just giving you guys my opinions on the numbers that we just saw and the current news that Elon Musk actually bought 9.2% of this company. And the concern for him buying this is because of freedom of speech issues. So, you guys know Twitter has a lot of censorship tendencies, I guess you could say. And if Elon Musk actually bought this company in order to actually stop of the censorship that Twitter is actually doing, then this actually might be a pretty good buy, seeing that it's only at $50. I mean, today alone, Twitter went up a whopping 27.12%, which is just absolutely insane. And if you take Elon Musk as he is, the meme lord that he is, he brought Dogecoin from less than a penny all the way up to 72 cents all by himself. If you guys consider him being the celebrity type, seeing that he is Elon Musk, I mean, he's more of a celebrity than a billionaire magnate, right? So if you take that into account and you see that he actually bought a decent amount of chunk of Twitter today, well, we might foresee that this stock price actually might go up. Is this me telling you to buy it? Absolutely not. Again, you guys do whatever you want with your money. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. I'm personally not going to buy it because to me it's too much risk. However, you guys, you should do whatever you want. In my personal opinion, me personally, I would not buy it. Their fundamentals are really, really bad. Could they get better in the future? Absolutely. Could Elon Musk actually push this company to be good, to actually have positive revenue, positive cash flow, etc., etc., etc.? Absolutely. However, as it stands, I need that proof for me to buy into this company. But my opinion and my choices should not affect your investing styles. So with that said, that pretty much is it for this video. Like if you like, comment, subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm on YouTube. You can follow me on my new tech sites of BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble, where in addition to my stock analysis videos and crypto videos, you'll find exclusives as well. In regards to YouTube, Odyssey, and Rumble, I have a Let's Play channel, link in the description below. Currently playing through Sonic Unleashed, so if you want to catch that, you can follow me there. So with that said, peace out. Be on the lookout for the next stock analysis videos. In fact, I might actually even put this one later tonight, just so that way you guys can watch it all throughout the night and tomorrow in the morning as well. May not put one out tomorrow just because I'm going to put one out tonight as well. So with that said, peace out and be on the lookout for the next stock analysis video.